Welcome to the Specialty Products Company installation video for the 67815 Toyota Highlander rear adjustable control arm. Add plus or minus 3 degrees of camber adjustment to the rear suspension of your Toyota Highlander or Lexus RX 350 or 450 with these fully adjustable rear control arms. These arms include SPC's X-axis sealed flex joints for improved durability and minimized deflection, providing improved handling performance. Always follow proper safety precautions associated with all the equipment used in this video. Read the installation instructions thoroughly. Take alignment readings, determine camber change needed. If rear camber needs to be adjusted beyond plus or minus 1.5 degrees, there may not be enough rear toe adjustment to get toe readings back into specifications. Lift vehicle by frame so suspension hangs free. Remove tire assembly. For easiest alignment, mount and zero an SPC magnetic camber gauge, part number 81139, to the brake drum or rotor. Disconnect brake hose guide bracket from OEM control arm. Disconnect both brackets holding rear speed sensor wire. Retain hardware for reuse. Remove outboard control arm nut and bolt from knuckle. Remove nuts holding both forward subframe bushing braces. Loosen but do not remove forward subframe bolts. Let front of subframe lower about 1/2 inch. After subframe is lowered, remove inboard control arm bolt. Remove OEM control arm. Before installing SPC arm, reposition brake hose guide bracket as follows. Notice that the bracket is L-shaped and the long leg is at the bottom pointing to the rear of the vehicle. Remove 2 bolts attaching the hose to guide bracket. Flip the bracket 180 degrees so the long leg is at the top pointing to the rear of the vehicle. Spin the bracket 180 degrees so the long leg is now pointing towards the front. Without moving the brake hose, install the bracket to the hose so the welded nuts are behind the mounting flanges on the brake hose crimps. The metal bracket should never touch the rubber portion of the hose. Using a drifter punch, drive clamp sleeve back so it is recessed into the bolt hole in the knuckle. Adjust new control arm so the outer bushing and adjusting nut are threaded completely into the arm with no thread showing. Holding the end steady, turn the center adjusting nut until the arm length is approximately the same as the OEM arm. Install SPC upper control arm so the outboard bushing passes through the loop made from the brake hose and brake hose guide bracket. Mount the inboard attaching bolt from the rear with a nut at the front of the subframe and loosely tighten. Do not torque at this time. Tighten subframe bolts and bushing brace nuts. Torque to manufacturer's specifications. Install outboard control arm to knuckle and tighten bolt to manufacturer's specifications. Using OE hardware, install speed sensor brackets to control arm. Using OE hardware, attach the brake hose guide bracket to the control arm adapter bracket, so the adapter bracket is pointing towards the rear of the vehicle. Do not tighten jam nut at this time. Mount the magnetic camber gauge to the brake drum or rotor. Adjust control arm to meet desired camber change. Warning: the gap between the large adjuster nut and the outer end of the arm should not exceed 16 millimeters or 5/8 of an inch. Exceeding the range adjustment of these arms can cause the arms to fail and void warranty. Tighten outside jam nut first. Watch that the camber bubble does not change. Make sure that the adapter bracket keeps the brake hose from conflicting with suspension components and other components of the vehicle. Tighten inboard jam nut last. Continue to watch the camber bubble. The X-axis joint should be centered in the housing. Install wheel and tire assembly, lower vehicle, and jounce to settle suspension. Torque inboard control arm attaching bolt to manufacturer's specification. Mount alignment equipment, verify readings, finish alignment, then road test the vehicle. Thank you for watching. For over 40 years, Specialty Products Company has been designing, testing, and manufacturing world-class alignment and suspension solutions. For more installation videos, like, share, and subscribe. And visit us online at www.spc-tv.com.